Hey everyone, this is Siddhant and welcome to Let's Do Shots. We have a rather interesting shot today, and it's a product which is popularly known as the little blue pill, Viagra. The wonders of Viagra isn't limited to just the problem it solves. In fact, the wonders are ingrained in Viagra's origin story itself. And that's what we'll be talking about today, the accidental discovery of Viagra. So, let's do shots, or should I say pills? Back in the 90s, Pfizer was researching and developing a pharmaceutical drug which could cure high blood pressure and chest pain. However, the entire project was going horribly wrong. There were no positive results coming out of the test. Pfizer was reluctant about putting in more money in this project. In fact, it had reached a stage where the project was on the brink of being withdrawn. Towards the very end of this failed project, the patients on whom the drug was being tested were called for one final feedback. They were all asked if they experienced any side effects that the company should know about. That is when one reluctant man raised his hand and said a sentence that would bring a massive change in the world. The patient said that he had been experiencing untimely erections. And the other patients in the room were like, hey, hold on. I thought I was the only one. And as it turned out, all patients reported experiencing untimely erections. In fact, legend has it that one of the nurses once reported that most patients often lie down on their stomachs instead of their backs, probably because they were embarrassed of something. And that is how Viagra came into the world. But remember, this side effect at the time meant nothing. There was a whole lot still to be done and many dots yet to be connected to finally think of how this could be used by Pfizer. It took a long time for the company to say, hey, you know what? Maybe we can sell this drug as a solve for impotency. Eventually, in 1998, Viagra got FDA approval and it began making waves in the market. Amongst other things, Pfizer's share prices also shot up. Viagra started bringing in more than $1 billion in sales each year. One of the most interesting things about Viagra is how it was marketed. With the kind of product that it was and the taboos associated with it was always going to be an uphill task, especially advertising it on television. One of the big changes that Viagra did wasn't the nomenclature of what the pill did. Instead of saying that the drug cured impotency, it said that it cured erectile dysfunction. Impotency at the time was associated with shame, and people were just not comfortable speaking about it. Viagra's launch not only gave men a solution, but allowed more open conversations around the topic. All of a sudden, everyone was talking about it. It was on primetime television, it was on talk shows, movies, you name it. Viagra's approach to advertising played a huge role in shaping these conversations and breaking stereotypes. The brand, in fact, got football legend Pele to endorse the product as well. A former American senator and presidential candidate in his 70s endorsed the product. The product became so popular it even got its own nickname, the Little Blue Pill. But all good things come to an end. And that end came when Viagra's patent expired in the last few years in one country at a time. For example, it expired in UK in 2013 and in the US earlier this year in 2020. This meant that Viagra no more had the monopoly over this magical pill, and other companies could introduce cheaper alternatives in the market. To counter this, Viagra launched its own cheaper alternative called the Little White Pill. But things have not been the same. From a high of selling pills worth $2 billion in 2012, it fell to $500 million in 2019. It's fitting how Viagra's rise didn't last forever. That's all for today. Until next time, let's do shots.